Hey guys, today I have a Sam's at Bucks haul, and we got something at Bucks that I am super excited about. Actually, two things. One of the things I'm going to talk to you about after I get done with the haul. The other one, I'm going to show you all of it now, but one of it I want to talk about a little bit. So anyways, we didn't need much at Sam's. We just picked up a few things because I had to go pick up my medication, and we just grabbed some stuff. And I'm gonna get the camera turned around, show you what we got, and go from there. Okay, I'm gonna start it with the Sam stuff first so we can get that put away because some of it's cold. We got this creamy peanut butter. It's the natural no stir. This is what we normally get whenever we go there to get peanut butter. We got some more of the artisanal bread, the Sara Lee. They don't have the brioche there, so we just went ahead and grabbed it. It's much cheaper there than it is at Walmart too. And then we grabbed a thing of croissants. It's a 12-pack. They were a pretty big hit here the last time that I got them. But this is the Sam's kind. The last time it was Walmart kind. All right, I got these drumsticks. They're not popsicles, but anyway, ice cream treats, whatever you want to call them. They were on, no, they weren't on sale. I just saw them and wanted to get them. All right, then we got some ice cream, some cookies and cream kind. We got some more hot dogs because we're out of those, and this is one of our favorites. Got some more sausage. Got some more of these Angus beef patties. You can put up the cold stuff if you want to. There's not much cold stuff. Got these Dr. Peppers and Sprites, the 24-pack of each. And then, going back over here, I don't know why I skipped stuff. Got this sweet and salty almond granola bars. And then we got two of these True North almond pecan crunch. They're just like nut clusters with a little sweetness to them. And then got this sea salt caramels. Got this last time for me. And even though Jeff said he does not like caramel, he said we were getting more. And he also said that we should have just got one of these and two of these. Jeffrey, who doesn't like caramel. Anyway, I think he ate more of them last time than I did. But I don't care, it's fine. Alright, now the Buck stuff. We got two more of these. Which ones are these called? What kind of couplings? Is there a certain kind? Threaded coupling?
3/4 inch.
Okay, it doesn't matter what size. They don't. Anyway, we got some couplings. Then we got these speed bore drill bits for drilling holes in the floor where we do the new pipe. Because isn't that what we're doing?
Yep.
Because we're running all new pipe. Wait a minute. Why can't we just go through the same hole?
We're gonna do up some of them holes.
Oh, he's gonna cover some of the holes and make new ones to make it the way he wants to. So, he got this. And remember at Bucks, everything you see a price on is half that. Most of the time. There are some times where it's 65 to 75% off, which today was not one of those days. It was just half that. So, those were $4. No, $4.50. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and show you this stuff first. Got these spray hoods because Jeff and Noah ended up with paint in their hair from the sprayer, which is fine. It washes out. Hey, I think these are cloth. Did you know that?
What?
I think these are like canvas. I thought they were the disposable stuff. They're not. They're woven cotton hoods. I can wash them and we can reuse them over and over. Well, that's just cool. All right, these were like $1 and something a piece. Like $1 something, I don't know. Anyway, let's just keep going. This right here is a pressure valve. We need it for our water. The box looks beat up, but the product is fine, other than it was missing a part. So they had it marked for $67.99, but because it was missing that part, they only charged us $19.99. So that was good. It would have been like $32, let's just say $33. But they gave us $13 off because of the missing part, which is not a big deal that it was missing, but anyway. We need this to change the pressure from the water from the road, from the meter box, the valve there, to the house, because if you have it, the pressure that is coming out of your meter, it can burst the pipes. Right, Jeffrey? Okay, see, I know some things. Now he's taking stuff out of the freezer, but that is not what we bought today. That is from another time that y'all saw. This is what I was super excited about. I want to sit down to show you. This right here is that primer that I like. It's normally $24 to $28 a gallon. And for a 5-gallon, it's $144 at Lowe's. Right now it's on sale, but it won't be later. Alright, well, this was marked $129.99, which of course is half that price, because that's the way they do. And so we got 2 for $129.99 instead of just 1. So we got 10 gallons of that, which made me feel a whole lot better, because this is one of the most expensive primers, but you can paint things that have been polyurethane, you can paint over vinyl, you can paint over lots of different things, and it sticks to it so that your paint doesn't peel off. That is a great thing about it. Another great thing is it's water-based. Another one is interior and exterior. But another thing that really was the reason why I wanted this was because it blocks water stains. So any of the stains that might be on your walls, it's supposed to block that. I think it's even supposed to block grease stains, but I'm not positive about that. But that's what we used to do these cabinets, and we did these cabinets how many years ago? 3, 4? We did them several years ago, and we've not had any problems with paint peeling at all. And I'm always in and out of the cabinets. So that's what we used before, and that's what we got. And I was really excited because that right there would have been $300, but we got it for $130. Well, around $300. It'd have been $288, but we got it for $130. So I was super excited about that. And if they would have had more, I probably would have gotten it. But I don't know if we're going to need more, because we're just going to put it on the walls and the cabinets. So anyway, I will be back to tell you about the other thing I want to talk to y'all about in a second for you. Okay guys, the thing I want to talk to you about was the smoke and fire detector, or smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. I know that I told you in, it wasn't yesterday's video, I don't think, it was the one before. It was either yesterday or the day before. I was talking about the ones we thought we were going to get, and then we saw these at Bucks, and I had seen this brand before, but the First Alert, the BRK brand, the one we got, I had seen it before, but really hadn't paid much attention to it. Knew it was a big product, but while we were in Bucks, because you know the place is huge, I've shown you before, you got plenty of time to read. And Jeff was looking at stuff, so I was reading about this, and it actually, this kind had some better reviews, and on different websites where people will talk about the pros and cons. This one had more pros than cons. And both of the products, this one and the other one, is good. And we do have a carbon monoxide detector that we're going to have in the mobile home that is the other brand. But this one is what we chose to get because it was a great price, and it is a very good brand. Now, I'm not an expert with any of these things, but Jeff and I have been on fire departments, 2 different ones, volunteers at different times in our lives. And we know that carbon monoxide and smoke detectors, fire alarms, they save lives. They save people's lives, animals' lives. They can help you get out of a burning building before it gets too bad. Now, they don't always work. There's not always a certain type of, you know, there's no guarantees that everything's going to go right. But whenever Jeff and I started studying the ones, like we were thinking about, well, we'll just get the battery operated ones just in case the electricity goes out and stuff like that. But we found out they had the electric ones that had the battery backup, and we feel more comfortable with that. That does not say, or that does not mean we won't have at least one that's just battery somewhere in the house. But these things will be no good for you if you don't properly take care of them. One of them is you need to make sure that there's no dust and debris in there. So you need to vacuum the front of your smoke detectors, fire alarms. your carbon monoxide detectors, you need to vacuum the front of them once a month. It's easy to just run the vacuum over with the wand kind. Now, if you don't have a stick vacuum, it'll be harder for you, but you can go get a dust buster or something. They're really cheap, and it's worth the $20–30 you pay to get one. Just get a simple little vacuum to vacuum these out, even if you don't use it for anything else. Vacuum that once a month. Check it once a month to make sure it's still working. Like, push the testing button. Make sure whenever that it says you need to change your battery, change your battery. Now, Jeff and I have always been in the habit of changing our batteries once a year, whether they needed it or not. The ones in this house are all electric except the one carbon monoxide detector, but we change the battery out every single year. Now, the reason why we didn't get the battery type here in this house is because we rarely have power outages. But living in a rural area, whenever you do have a power outage, it usually takes a lot longer for you to get your power back. So that is why we've decided to get the kind with the battery backup. Now, as I said, I'm not a professional. Do your research. See what you would like best for your family. But for us, it is getting one that is electric and battery backup, and also having the battery operated carbon monoxide, because we will have the gas logs in the house. Now, that's the only gas thing as of now that we have, but we may get a gas hot water heater. We don't know. We don't know which the hot water heater in that mobile home looks really nice. It doesn't look like anything at all is wrong with it, and it worked whenever they moved out, but that doesn't mean it's going to work now, because you know, we don't know. But we may end up getting a gas hot water heater. One day we might get a gas stove. I don't know. I doubt it, but there is a possibility. We do have that option if we wanted to. Check your batteries. Even though this one says that you don't have to replace the battery as often, we will still change it once a year most likely. This also has a 10-year shelf life, or 10-year life. Once you hook it up, it's 10 years. And after 10 years, this kind, the alarm will sound telling you, okay, it's time to get another one. So every 10 years, you should replace these, because really it's your home, but more than being your home that you're taking care of, it's your life. You have to do things, have things in place to where you'll be okay. Now, I have never experienced a house fire that I remember. When I was a child, like too young to remember, my family's home burned down. But I don't remember it, but my older siblings do, and my mama and daddy, my daddy did, my mama does, and you know, they told us about it. This was, I believe it was just my daddy's house though, not my mama's, but of course my mama's children were there, so she remembers things about it, about, you know, it doesn't matter. And then I have a sister who her house burned. In fact, it was the house that we sold to her. Whenever we moved here, we sold her our land and home where we lived before. We sold her our home, let's just say that. And she had a house fire and lost her whole entire home. They were thankfully safe. Nobody got hurt. Everything was fine. But they lost a lot. But they could have lost their lives. We have known people that did lose their lives. Well, they lost family members and things. So that is something very important that I did want to talk about today. You need to make sure they work. If you do not know how to properly install one, have someone come in and install it. I'm sorry about the washing machine. Jeff threw a load in before he went to work. The air conditioner's going to off and on because Alabama. That's the only excuse I have. I mean, it is 74 degrees right now, at least. That's what it says it is. But I got off subject. This is super important. If you cannot install it properly, get somebody to do it. I know it might cost money to do it, but get somebody else to do it, because these safety mechanisms could save your life and save your pets' lives. You know, they could save, you know, they could save you. Save your, well, not save you, but save your life. They could keep you from getting injured in a fire. So I don't talk about that kind of thing a lot on my channel because it's not really something I talk about it much, but this is something that is happening now. Like, if y'all have not realized it, whatever's going on in my life is what I talk about on my channel. And right now, this is something going on. We are remodeling that, so we want to put safe stuff in it to make it safe, you know. So think about that. How long has it been since your batteries have been changed? How long has it been since you got a new smoke detector or carbon monoxide detector? Are they older than 10 years old? Because if they're older than 10 years old, you need to get another one. And yes, we did get this from Bucks, but it's brand new. And it's not as if it was something from the Goodwill or something like that. It is not used at all. But anyway, do not buy secondhand, ever. Never, never, never. And like I said, this is brand new. It was bought from a discount store. But the only reason it's in that discount store is because they got it from a store that closed down. That's what I figured out, that they have things that are there that, here, let me open this. Can you, I can't even open it. Oh goodness. All the things. As you can see, it's all brand new. Nothing's been used. Nothing, this, I hope that it'll just attach to the one we have. But all the paperwork's here. All of it's here telling you about it. It's got this. I don't know what this is for. I'm gonna figure that out. But this is all, it's new. You can tell it's brand new. None of it has been tampered with, used, or anything like that. And it also has on the back, it says replace after 10 years of installation. It's got a spot to do when it's installed on and replace it by that certain date. So and it tells you about the chirps and all that stuff, how the certain noises make. I don't know what this little shower cap's for. I don't know. It's a dust cover. It says place dust cover over alarm to prevent damage from dust. When area has been cleaned, cover may be removed. Oh, probably whenever you're installing in a new home. But the alarm will not work if this is on it, so take it off. Maybe if you're doing some like painting in your home or something, it's a good thing to have. I don't know, I haven't read about it. I've never bought one that had a dust cover on it or with it. But I just want y'all to know that you need to check them. Every 10 years, replace them. If you don't know how old yours is, go ahead and replace it. I know they cost a lot of money, but honestly, your life is worth it. Let's see. It also has things like little warning actuation of your CO alarm, indicate the presence of carbon monoxide, which can kill you. It's got a little emergency sticker you can stick somewhere. There's 2 of them. I don't know why that there's 2, but that's okay. I'll read it more and figure it out, but I just wanted to talk about that some. But like I was saying, my channel is about whatever's going on in our lives, and this is what's going on right now. This is what's on my mind right now, because that's where we're at. You know, the ones in this house are fine, and we haven't had to think about that. So I haven't talked to you guys about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like something I've talked about before. So anyway, I hope this makes sense. I hope you're okay with this. I hope it makes you feel a little bit better. This one is the BRK, the professional standard SC9120B. Smoke and carbon monoxide alarm, and it's AC powered with an alkaline battery backup. So it's got all kinds of stuff telling you about it. It's got a website. Do your own research. Don't buy what I buy just because I bought it. Do your research. See what you think is best for you and yours, and go from there. So that is all I have for this part of the video. The rest of it will be Bible study. So if you would like to stay for that, just hang out for a little bit more. If you do not want to stay for that, thank you so much for hanging out with me as long as you have. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. I think I'm going to get in a more comfortable chair to sit and talk to y'all about the Bible study. But I think that what I have shown you today is important with some of this stuff. If you do have any questions, I will try to answer. But as I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just somebody who cares about my family, who wants the best for them, and I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And we were going to Lowe's to buy these, or Home Depot or somewhere, but since we found those for such a great price, they really weren't that much difference in price though. They were probably about $20 less than what they would have been, but they're still, you know, good. So not gonna worry about it. Check your dates on them. You can check dates on most things. Let's see, is there a date on this one of when it was made? Probably somewhere, but they even tell you the recommended type of batteries as well, which they recommend Energizer. Okay, I don't see if there's a date on here. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, stay if you want to stay for the Bible study. Otherwise, thank you for hanging out with me this long, and I'll be right back with the Bible study. Okay, as I said, I want to be in a more comfy chair, but this one is really low, so it's a little bit weird with the angle that I had to get, but that's fine. It works. Today we're doing week 42, which means we only have, what, 9 weeks after this? Let me see. Let me make sure. If I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more weeks. Yeah, duh. There's 52 weeks in a year. 10 more weeks of this. So, today is I Know Who I Am. In fact, since there's 10 more weeks, I am probably next week or the next, one or the other, I'm gonna like look through my Bible studies, and maybe we'll pick another one. And if you guys want to follow along with the book that I use, if I use a book, then we can like y'all could get that. What I'm thinking I want to do for a little while is just pick certain books of the Bible, shorter books that we often don't read a lot of, or something like, you know, you don't study certain books as much as you do others, I guess. I don't know. You don't hear as much about them, maybe. I don't know. But right now, we're going to do this one, and I'll figure out what I want to do next and let you guys know. So, as I said, the washing machine is going wild. Jeff threw a load in before he left. Noah's going to throw it into the dryer later. So week 42, I Know Who I Am. We were supposed to read Ezekiel 43 through 48, Daniel 1 through 12, and Psalm 129 through 135. So it says Daniel 3, this is what she's going to be focusing on. Daniel 3 tells the story of the three Jewish boys who took a stand and dared to be different. They refused to bow down and worship an idol. Wow, I may have to move. It's like a ship about to take off. I may have to go to a different place and sit. I don't know. Just hold on. It'll be done in a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I really did not know how long that thing would spin. But it's finally stopping. It's still not stopped, but it's stopping. So I'm going to go ahead and start over with the reading of today's thing. It's I Know Who I Am, week 42, Ezekiel 43 through 48, Daniel 1 through 12, and Psalms 129 through 135. Daniel 3 tells us a story of three Jewish boys who took a stand and dared to be different. Wow. Please don't tell me it's starting back. No, it's not. They refused to bow down and worship an idol. Although they were threatened and persecuted, they made up their minds to follow God. When the Jews were exiled in Babylon, Daniel found favor with the king Nebuchadnezzar. He asked the king to put his three friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, in positions of power in the government. But the young men didn't know with that promotion, came some responsibilities they weren't willing to take on. They were told to bow down to a golden statue, and if they refused, they'd be thrown into a fiery furnace. It was a life or death decision. Either they were going to give in to the peer pressure, and whoa, see, now I'm putting words in there, into the pressure, I guess it could be peer pressure, or they were going to stand their ground. Now it sings to us. Wow. Either they could disobey God's commands, or they would stand on what they believed. What would you do? Now, at this point in my life, I know what I would do. I would stand on God's word. I would stand on his commands. I would do what he said. There was a time where, even though I thought I knew God, I thought I was a Christ follower, I don't know if I might not have. I don't know. Well, there were times I did buckle under pressure, so to speak. But I don't think I would now. I'm much stronger in the Lord. I don't think I would now. When we look at this text, we see that when the king's musicians began to play, everyone began to bow down and worship the golden image just as they were told. Everybody but Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And y'all, there's something else that bothers me. All my life, I've heard it heard him called Abednego. And it's Abednego. His name is not Abend, but I've always heard it Abend with an ND, not an ED. And the N was in a different place. Like Abednego. I can't even say it now. I hear it in my brain, but I can't say it. But I've always heard that. Anyways, I don't know. Does that kind of thing bother you? Anywho, these young men knew exactly who they were and whose they were. They were determined to serve God and God alone, and nobody would be able to change their minds. Although the Babylonians could change the young men's names, their Hebrew names were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, which I think are prettier names, even though I can't really say them. They could not change their character. They could not change who they were in God. They were rooted and grounded in their relationship with God. That's how we have to be too. We have to know who we are and whose we are. We have to teach our children the same. No matter what others may call us, we know that we are children of the Most High God. We have to always remember that we are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, his own special people, that you may proclaim the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. 1 Peter 2:9. What happened when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to bow down before the idol? They were thrown into the fiery furnace. Heated 7 times hotter than usual. So hot, in fact, that the flames killed the soldiers who were thrown, as they threw the 3 men in. That's Daniel 3:19 through 20 and 22. But God was on their side, and not only were the young men not harmed, the Bible says not a hair on their heads were singed, and they didn't even smell of smoke. That's Daniel 3:27. Sometimes when we're faced with difficulties, we find it hard to believe that we can make it because of what we see with our natural eyes. But in spite of it all, we have to believe that we can survive and come out victorious. There were not only those 3 men in the furnace, Jesus was in the furnace. God was in the furnace with them. He was with them and protected them. Not a hair on their head was singed. They didn't even smell like smoke. That meant that they went in one way and they came out the same way, because they believed that God would take care of them, and they were willing to die for him. They were willing to go ahead and be thrown into a furnace where they knew they would surely die if God did not intervene, instead of living a life of sin and of debauchery, and then, worshiping idols and doing what people told them to do. They chose God instead of man, and that is what we're supposed to do. And there was a part in there where you're supposed to teach your children. It was talking about that. And you are supposed to teach your children, but that doesn't mean your children are always going to listen. There's also scripture that says that your children, you teach them in the way they should go and they will not depart from it when they're old. That means that, to me, that means that if you do what you're supposed to do, your children will come back to the Lord. So, do what you're supposed to do, and even when things look bad, keep doing it. Keep doing what God says, because He will take you through it. No matter how bad a situation is, no matter how hard it is, no matter how painful or how fiery it is, God will take you through whatever you're going through. You just have to keep your eyes focused on Him. You have to keep your position with Him and not veer off to the wrong way and do what other people say. Don't do what people say. Do what God says, and you'll be okay. Just like these 3 boys in this furnace were. Now, I do not know what everybody thought when they saw this. I don't know why God chose to let the soldiers die as well, because, you know, the soldiers were just following orders, right? Well, they were following the king's orders that was going against God. So, you know, some people say, well, they were just doing their job. Okay, sorry about that. That was my dentist reminding me of my hygienist reminded me of my cleaning for my my teeth, these things, tomorrow. My new dentist. Anyway, we have to do what God says. We can't do what man says. If we do what man says, we're going to go the wrong way. We're going to die in the fiery furnace. We'll lose our life in that fiery furnace. And that is not what we want. We want to get through it. We want to, whatever's going on, we want to get through it. Unsinged. Without any smell of smoke. And as long as we keep following God, He will bring us peace. That does not mean that things won't get hard. I mean, I'm pretty sure those dudes had some fear. I'm pretty sure they weren't like, oh, well, nothing's going to happen to us. They most likely had some fear. They were humans, you know. They weren't some kind of, you know, otherworldly creatures that, they weren't angels or anything. They were humans. I'm pretty sure they were scared they were going to die, but they were willing to die for God. They were willing to die for the truth. And I'm not saying everything's going to be perfect. I'm not saying that the fire won't get hot. I'm not saying there won't be pain, there won't be issues. I'm not saying that the 3 guys in the fiery furnace had pain and all that either. I'm pretty sure they were fearful though. But it says not a hair on their head was touched. And God will take us through anything, everything, at any time, no matter what it is. We just have to rely on Him, keep following Him, focus on Him. And if you ever feel like you are getting swayed, start reading your Bible even more. That's what I do. I'm not saying that's going to work for everybody, but it works for me. I start reading my Bible more. I start praying more. Anytime I have any anxiety about something, I'm in the Word more. I am going to God more, because He's the one who I know for a fact has completely changed my life. And that's all we can do, is go to Him. And He'll give us the strength to get through the struggles. And I guess that's all I have to say about that today. It really doesn't feel like I said much, but there's really not much to say. I mean, really, there's not. So next week is His mercy endures. It's Psalm 136 through 150. And then Romans 1 through 16. We will be reading that. Again, is that the right one? Yeah, I think so. Yes. Psalm 136 through 150, Romans 1 through 16. So we're going to go into the New Testament some, which Romans is one of my favorite books. It's hard for me to say my favorite book. I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite scripture. But there are some that are more eye-opening, easier to read, things like that. And that's one of them. So I will try to remember to put it in the description box. I will not most likely put it on the screen. Who knows? It might happen. But that is what we're reading for the next week. So I will see you guys next time. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you got something from it. even if you didn't get anything from the Bible study, maybe you got something from something else. I don't know. But I will see you guys next time. Thank you again for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. It does help my channel out. If you would like to subscribe, if you've been here just hanging out watching videos but you never subscribed, go ahead, subscribe. It's completely free. It does not cost you anything because it is totally different than what YouTube TV is. Now, YouTube TV does cost money, but subscribing to a YouTube creator's channel does not. Memberships do, but I don't do memberships. Not as of now, and I don't see any time that I plan on it, but I don't know. That might happen one day, but right now, it's not something I'm even thinking about. If you know somebody who would like my channel, and I do mean like my channel, the thing is with my channel, it is not just one certain thing. I am not in a niche where I'm just doing one thing. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm doing all the things. I'm doing just everything that I want to share, because that's what this is about for me. That's what YouTube is about for me, is sharing what I want to share, not trying to do anything that would make me unhappy, because I did try to put myself in a box before, and I even started another channel for just my planner things, and it felt very discombobulated. It wasn't happy, so I just put it back the way I wanted it so I could be happy with it, because that's what matters, is for us to be happy with it. So if you know somebody who might like my channel, go ahead and share it with them. If you like some parts of my channel and not others, that's fine. Just watch what you want to watch. You don't have to watch every little thing I put out. Now, if you watch everything, that does help me, but you don't have to do that. If you just want somebody just running her mouth in the background, yeah, this channel's great for that. But anyway, most importantly, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. If you have a prayer request, leave it in this video or any other. I should say that on every single video, but I usually only say it on the Bible study ones, it seems like. But if you have a prayer request, leave it down in the comment section, and I will add you to my list, and I will pray for you. And I'm pretty sure other people that read your comment will pray for you too. I do talk about it a little bit in my faith planner videos sometimes, but anyway, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.